So the war in Lebanon continues, and stuck in the middle are United Nations peacekeepers, a force called UNIFIL, the United Nations Interim Peacekeeping Force in Lebanon. That's UNIFIL. They say that Israel is attacking them. The latest incident was on Thursday. UNIFIL says Israeli tanks fired at their observation post. 2 Indonesian peacekeepers were injured. And this is not a one-off. UNIFIL has listed out 2 other incidents. On Wednesday, Israel fired at their cameras. These cameras are used to monitor the peacekeeping perimeter, and Israel disabled them. After that, they fired at a bunker used by the peacekeepers. Some vehicles and communication systems were damaged. That's 3 attacks in 48 hours. So it looks like UNIFIL has had enough. They issued a reminder to Israeli forces. Any attack on peacekeepers is a violation of humanitarian law. That's what they said, and the world obviously is not happy with this. Indonesia, Turkey, the European Union, Canada, all of them have criticized this attack. And leading the charge here is Italy. Around 800 of their soldiers are part of this peacekeeping force. So Rome is livid. Their defense minister says the attacks could be a war crime. Italy has summoned the Israeli ambassador. They've also lodged a formal protest. And this is a problem for Israel because Italy has backed Netanyahu throughout this war a lot more than France and Germany. The Italians have backed him. But an attack on peacekeepers is unacceptable. That too a deliberate one. So how is Israel defending itself? Well, they haven't reacted yet, but in the past, Israel has been critical of UNIFIL. They say that it has failed its mandate. Some background now. UNIFIL was created back in 1978. At first, its job was to observe, to see if Israel had completely withdrawn from Lebanon. The UNIFIL has more than 10,000 personnel now. That's soldiers plus civilians. They operate along what is called the Blue Line. It's a 120-kilometer stretch on the Israel-Lebanon border, the Blue Line. In 2006, the United Nations added more teeth to UNIFIL. Its mandate was expanded. The peacekeepers were asked to ensure that the border remained stable, that it wasn't used for hostilities. But frankly, it hasn't worked. Israel and the US claim that Hezbollah has militarized the Blue Line, that they fire rockets from the border. So what is Israel doing now? They're asking the peacekeepers to move away, basically to abandon their posts. If not, they could be in danger. Of course, that's not Israel's decision to make. These peacekeepers were deployed by the United Nations. They are mandated by the United Nations Security Council. So UNIFIL says, we are staying where we are. Now, Israel's goal is quite clear. They're not trying to kill the peacekeepers. They're only trying to scare them, to force them to leave their mission. It seems to be a change in strategy because in Gaza, Israel did not seem to care. They have killed more than 200 United Nations staff in Gaza. So why the different strategy in Lebanon? Because these are foreign soldiers, soldiers contributed by United Nations member countries. Just look at this data. Indonesia has more than 1,200 personnel in Lebanon. At second place is India. Nearly 900 Indian soldiers are stationed there. You have troops from Nepal, from Ghana, from Malaysia, from Spain, from China, from Ireland, from nearly 50 countries in total. 2 of these peacekeepers have already been injured. What if the next attack is worse? Imagine the consequences. So Israel is trying to cover its bases. It is forcing UNIFIL to pull back voluntarily. The next steps depend on the United Nations Security Council and the contributing countries, the 50 countries. Will they bend to Israel's pressure, or will they push back? And this is a question for India too. The safety of Indian soldiers must be New Delhi's top priority. This is a chance for the international community to draw a rare red line, a line that is actually enforceable. Let's see if they do it.